I'm Mark McAllister in Memorial Park in Midtown Toronto, an area that the city says is in imminent need of flood protection. So the federal government is stepping up and offering some money in an election year to help. But why this part of the city and not another area that we often hear about, water seeping into basements? We've become witness to it more and more. Water overflowing from Toronto streams and into our basements. The issue of flooding now forcing government to step up and make changes to infrastructure. The latest move coming from Ottawa for the GTA.
What we announced today is 4 different projects, mostly related to stormwater, making sure that when we have these more and more frequent and extreme weather events, that we would be having better sewage infrastructure in order to be able to capture that water.
$150 million has been pledged for 4 projects in the GTA. $37 million will go toward a project in Midtown Toronto to benefit what the city says is over 2,400 residents, over 75 hectares.
Once constructed, the Midtown Toronto Relief Storm Sewer will drain to an underground storm retention tank, which will be constructed underneath Memorial Park.
The city will add nearly $83 million toward the tank and 3 kilometers of new sewer. Residents in more flood-prone areas like the beaches or Swansea near High Park, meanwhile, might be wondering what's in it for them.
This project will help in this area, but the efforts that I've indicated we're going to be undertaking on a much faster basis within 10 years will also alleviate basement flooding and stop us from doing something that I think people find equally unacceptable, which is dumping sewage-tainted water into Lake Ontario.
What Tory is referring to is the city's basement flooding protection program, where studies still need to be done in different parts of the city. Applications are then submitted for more money beyond the city's budget to determine what projects get the go-ahead.
It is happening, of course, more frequently because of both the frequency of storms and because of the fact that we have this combined sewer system.
Tory did say that the project isn't going to be complete for 5 years, 2 of which are going to end up being design and planning work. On another note, we also asked Tory about his meeting with Premier Doug Ford on Monday. Coming up, we'll tell you exactly what he had to say. Mayor John Tory took some time earlier today to speak with the media here in Midtown Toronto about a federal infrastructure announcement, but also to answer some questions about his meeting with Premier Doug Ford on Monday. Those discussions were mainly about the controversial topic in and around uploading subways.
I would just say to you it was a very constructive, very frank discussion, and it will be part of continuing discussions that go on with respect to the objective I think we both do share, which is building as much transit as quickly as possible. I think that every time you meet and have a candid discussion about the different perspectives that all the parties have on this, it represents progress, yes. So I would say it was a constructive discussion. There are some things that we all have to clarify with one another, but that's why we're sitting at the table having a process. If you're just writing letters back and forth, or you're just, in some sort of perpetual conflict with any of the other governments, you're not accomplishing the resolution of issues and the working together that the people expect from us.
Also today, Councillor Gord Perks issuing a letter on social media calling on Mayor Tory to be more open about that meeting that took place with Premier Ford and offer perhaps some substance about that discussion. City Council meets tomorrow. That's when Perks is hoping some of that information will come forward.